Hi guys, hope you're well. So I am on my way to London now to meet a very good friend of mine, and if you're a fan of the Geek Retreat on Sunday nights, you're going to be really pleased to see who it is. Today's going to be a fun day. See you soon.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want.
Okay, so unfortunately, there wasn't really a quiet area for us to sit and go through our purchases. Least of all on video, it was all just a bit loud and hectic in London City. So instead, we figured that we'd come back home and do a video call like this and share with you guys what we actually picked up. So, Peter, do you want to let everyone know what you picked up on this trip of ours?
Yeah, sure. So, as you've already mentioned, probably we started off in Camden Town, and we had a little look around. What do you call it? It was like a street market kind of thing, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was. It wasn't actually Camden Market itself because that was further around the back, but it was like a little off cut of a marketplace.
Yeah. And we spotted a comic shop, and the first thing that took my eye was a book of the Incredible Hulk. Now, a while ago, I picked this up, not from this visit, but I picked this book up with a stunning image of, I always get his name wrong. Is it Lou Ferrigno or Ferrigno?
Lou Ferrigno? Oh, you're making me... I would have known it if you hadn't started saying.
Yeah, just Lou. He's Lou to me.
Lou.
Yeah. And basically, he was doing a signing event, and I'd seen someone had this exact book, CJ Seed, and he had his name signed on it, but in like an luminous green, a glowing green. And I thought, I've got to have that. So I picked this up to get it signed, but unfortunately, he cancelled the signing event, so I didn't get that done. So anyway, that stuck in my collection for a while. But then, as we're looking through this comic seller, he had this one, and I do like that. So it's got Bill Baxby on the front and Lou. So yeah, I picked this one up. It's in fantastic condition. He had £15 on the sticker, and because you'd already tried to do some wheeling and dealing, he'd said he would knock some money off. So I got it for a tenner, £10. And it's like I say, it's in fantastic condition, lovely cover. If there's another signing event comes up, I'll definitely get it signed by Lou. Obviously, sadly, Bill's not with us anymore. But yeah, I just love these. And again, look, it's an old UK copy. You know,
yeah, perfect for our making sense of pence.
Yeah.
But I saw you pick that up, and in all honesty, I was waiting for you to put it back down again so I could grab it.
yeah. I saw your beady little eyes. I know. Yeah. So, do you want us to just run through everything?
Yeah, just run through everything that you picked up.
So the next shop we went to was Mega City Comics. Is that right?
Yep.
Lovely shop. First time I've been in there. Absolutely tons of stock. Perfect comic shop that had a mix of new stuff and all the old stuff, and obviously the good stuff at the back. I picked this one up. This is a new comic. I've been after this for a while. This is the Banner of War Hulk versus Thor cover. You know that I collect Hulk versus Thor covers. Out of all of the Banners of War covers, this is my favourite. Some of them are pretty rough, but I love this one. So pick that up purely for a cover buy. I'll not be reading it, I don't think, until it comes out in trade paperback, but this will just go with my whole pile of Hulk versus Thor covers. Right. I bought a little bit more stuff. So first thing, you know I'm a nostalgia freak, same as you, Luke. This is V number 1. This is an absolutely amazing TV series from when I was younger. Go and watch the original, not the remake. Remake's not bad, but the original miniseries is the superior show in my view. I remember watching this when I was younger and just being blown away by it, totally emotionally involved and horrified by the special effects. I'm assuming you've seen this, Luke.
I have, yeah. And I rushed out because I had it on DVD long ago.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I've misplaced the DVD. So I actually rushed out and found a second-hand box set just so that I could rewatch these things. Because there's nowhere to stream it, at least of all here in the UK. And it really is an amazing show. Yeah. For any horror fans out there, Robert Englund of Freddy Krueger fame, this is where I first saw him, long before the days of Freddy Krueger. It's
a stunning story. And it's also got some brilliant practical effects in it as well. So yeah, well worth a watch. But that's the first issue. It's just a one for my nostalgia collection, really. And we'll keep on that theme, I think. This is Indiana Jones 1. So Marvel Comics version of Indy. Again, picked up purely for nostalgia because it's got Indiana on the cover and it's in issue 1. Both of these books, by the way, I think I paid around 10-15 quid each for them. These weren't expensive books. But yeah, just a nice book to have. Now, a mega nostalgia one for me because this is a film that I remember watching when I was younger and just being absolutely blown away with. I don't know if you've seen this one, Luke. I love it. it was one of the. It's got a few lines in it that I used to quote all the time when I was mucking about with my mates and things. But yeah, it's Darkman #1.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson playing Darkman. It's just phenomenal. It's an absolutely brilliant,
Such a
brilliant
great cover.
movie. And that cover, I mean, it looks spectacular. So yeah, I've never seen this book before, and it was stuck on the wall, and I thought, oh, I've got to have it. So over the moon to have picked that one up. Again, a superb film. Go and watch it. I can't remember who directed. Was it Sam Raimi directed it?
I think so. Was it?
I've got a feeling
I've always suspected it was.
I've got a feeling it was Sam Raimi's first kind of big feature film or something. But yeah, I might be talking rubbish. There you go. You can tell us in the comments if I'm talking cack. But yeah, that's Darkman 1. Superb film and a great book. I picked this one up because I've been picking a few of these up. This is a Pence copy, Captain America and the Falcon 217. This is the kind of the introduction of this character in the back there, Marvel Boy. I think he's had a few names before this, but this is where he kind of takes Marvel Boy, I think. And he's kind of the precursor to Quasar. I don't know how you say it. Is it? I always said Quasar.
Oh, I just call him Quasar.
Yeah, Quasar.
Yeah.
Who's basically the Marvel's Green Lantern, I think, but is a superb character. Particularly the series I remember reading I think he was called Wendell Vaughn or something like that. I just loved him. He's great. So he's a
character that I've always wondered why he hasn't been in the MCU yet. I think they might get to him. Like obviously there's always been talks about Nova, but no one ever mentions Quasar, and I'm quite surprised by that.
Yeah, same. I think you'll come. I do think you'll come. Oh dear. Now this next one, as you'll remember, look, we're at the checkout and I got a slight shock at how much money I'd spent, and that was because I completely forgot I'd put this book in the pile. And this is X-Men 109. Really nice copy of it. I think I paid around about £150 for this, which was a bit of a shock. Yeah, I've got the first appearance of Alpha Flight, and I think the issue before this is the first cameo, this is the first full appearance. So pick that one up because it's not one I've got, basically, and I've been after it for a while. Not sure if I paid too much for it, but it does look like it's in great condition. I mean, it really does look like it's a nice one. That's the one for grading, potentially, at some point in the future when grading sorts itself out. Next one was an impulse buy, maybe. I just love the cover. Again, it's a bit of a classic. This is X-Men 58.
Is that what you call an impulse buy?
Yeah, well, yeah. Shut up, right? I might have paid too much.
You've been very open about your spending thus far, but I don't know about this one.
Yeah. Let's. My wife doesn't watch this kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? She'll not mind. So I paid. This is. Oh shit! Look, I'm in trouble now. This is fine, very fine. According to this, and I've had a good look over it. I think it is probably around that grade. I paid £375 for this one. So that maybe a little bit more than it's. I don't know. I'm not looking to see how much it's worth because I'll probably cry if it's a £100 book. But it's a classic cover. Never seen it in the wild before, and I've wanted a copy for a long time. Obviously, it's the first appearance of Havoc, Scott Summers' brother, who's been in some of the X-Men movies already. But I just couldn't help myself. As you know, I went a little bit mad when I saw it and just put it on the pile. So there we go. That's first appearance of Havoc.
We did have a discussion, to be fair. I mean, I told you that I like Havoc. I just don't 370 odd pound like him. But, you do, and that's fine.
Do I?
I don't know.
It's a nice cover. I like the cover. It's very orange. Yeah. Yeah. And then we went to Forbidden Planet, and I just bought some graphic novels. So picked up a few books. Deceased, Dead Planet. I've not read that. I've read the first Deceased, and I loved it. I'm hoping that's a different book. It is. That's not the one I've read. Yeah. So really keen to read that because it's a great series. And then I picked that one up, Deceased, Hope at World's End. These were like 15 quid or something each from Forbidden Planet. I picked this one up because it's featured on the Nerd Herd recently, Killer Be Killed. This is the first volume. I think it contains the first 5 issues. They highly recommended it, so I thought I'd give that a read. And it's a Forbidden Planet exclusive, so it comes with what do you call these? Is it a book plate I think.
Yes, yeah, book plate,
signed book plate, which is quite nice. So I look forward to reading that. I then picked up volume 7 of Ice Cream Man. I love Ice Cream Man. I love ice cream. But I've been reading these ones in trade paperback format. So I've got all of them up to now. So pick this one up for a read. I've got a couple of issues of the first issue, copies of the first issue.
I started reading Ice Cream Man when it first came out, and I was pleasantly surprised by how similar I found it to the old EC comics with like the whole anthology thing going on, but this same character kind of lurking throughout. I really wish I had that issue 1. I really do. It's such a great.
It's a tremendous book. I've picked up a few copies because, as you know, if I like the series, I'll go back and buy the first issue. So I've got a couple of copies of the first issue that I'm going to get graded and have a look at. I think I might have a variant as well for the first issue. I'm not sure because I think there was a couple of different versions of it out. Last book I picked up was recommended by yourself. This is Spider-Man Life Story. It's not what I thought it was, mind. I don't know why. I'm sure it's very good and I'm looking forward to reading it. But I'd heard a lot of good things about another Spider-Man book and I thought that's what this was. But it's not. Is it Spider-Man Into the Dark or something? Or Spider-Man Dark Web?
Spider's Shadow. Is it that one?
Something like that, yeah. I can't remember. But anyway, this looks really good and I love the cover. I'm not sure if that's...
So,
Ross, is it?
if I'm getting the name right, Spider's Shadow is Peter keeping the Venom symbiote.
Ah, right. Yeah.
And so it's a story of how that progresses and what would happen. But these are some great what-if tales. And yeah, I really like that Spider-Man life story, and I really hope that you enjoy it. If you do, well, not if you do. Let's say when you read it, let's do a video to discuss it. Let's review it and talk together about what you thought. Because you might hate it, and that's okay. We can have a difference of opinion, but you'll think it would be great to talk it through.
So, other than the diarrhea I picked up from the Italian you made us go to, that's all the books I bought. So, yeah.
Hey, that place was your choice, right? I was fine with Five Guys. So, as everyone who watches my channel knows, I love Spider-Man. And I have recently managed to get every single issue of Spider-Man, minus issue number 1, that I'm still on the hunt for. However, within this collection, there are a few books that, could be updated, could get an upgrade, buy a better version of it. Now, obviously, there are some that I just can't do that with, particularly within the first 100 issues. Yeah. It's really hard. It's not worth the money to spend just to upgrade a couple of, dog-eared pages or this, that, and the other. However, some of them you can, and so I decided to write out a list before we went on our comic hunt and basically go looking for those. So, as you said, we went to Mega City Comics, and as soon as I walked in, I saw all of the different boxes going through the center of the shop, and I found 2 sections that said Amazing Spider-Man, both of which only had very modern-day books from, like, the latest volume. But then I remembered what MJ Comics said on his video when he went to the store, and he said all the good stuff is kept at the back. So I headed straight for the back of the shop, where we met a really friendly gentleman. Unfortunately, I do not remember his name. But yeah, I asked him if he had some vintage Amazing Spider-Man books. He then questioned me a little bit about, how much money am I prepared to spend? And I explained my situation, that I have only got issue 1 to go, and I just recently got issue 2 in the post. And so he took me a bit more seriously from that moment. And so he went out the back and he dug out 2 short boxes, long boxes, they were medium boxes. Yeah. And he said that should pretty much have everything that you desire. So obviously I went through these boxes and I compared my list to what was in the box, and I pulled out every issue that they had that happened to be on my list. However, I didn't buy every issue. So what I ended up doing was, once I had all the books out, I then started comparing prices to eBay. Now, whether people agree with that or not, that's what I did. And the guy was right there. The guy was right there with us.
Oh, you're there comparing prices. I'm literally just stuffing things in bags.
To be fair, I don't work, do I? Stay at home dad, I've got to count the pennies. So I started comparing prices very openly. I let the guy see what I was doing, and he just works there. He doesn't, it's a job for him. He's not the owner. So we were having a great chat whilst I was also comparing prices. And sure enough, there were some that I could actually get quite a lot cheaper on eBay. And, when I say I want to upgrade these books, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be better than what I have. And I actually have all of my books photographed. I'm very organized. I have them all photographed on my phone so I can actually compare at least the covers, not necessarily the interior. So long story short, I was adding things to my cart on eBay whilst at the same time setting books to one side and putting others back in numerical order because I'm not an a-hole when it comes to pulling out books and not putting them back where they belong. So that was a very long-winded way of me saying I got some Spider-Man books.
Yeah. So what will you do? What will you do with any that you upgrade? Do you sell the other copy?
So at the moment, I haven't sold any Spider-Man books other than one book that I sold to your good self, which was the first appearance of the Sinister Six in the annual issue 1. And even then, that was only because I had one of them gifted to me, and I opted to keep the gift as opposed to the other one. And so, I let one of them go. I absolutely love that gift. I am like every day that I look at it, I'm so thankful that someone felt like they could send me that book. It meant so much to me and still does. So one day I think I will sell them. Like I've got quite a few duplicates. Like I've got a duplicate of issue 31, which is the first appearance of Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn. It's quite a big book. Do you know what I mean? And if Spider-Gwen ever makes it to like live action, I know she's already been in the animated stuff. That could skyrocket a little bit, but even then I don't know if I would sell it because one copy is a pence, one copy is a cent. There is some differences, but I don't know. When it comes to Spider-Man, I do have trouble letting them go. Yeah. But the idea is always there that I would sell the lesser book and recoup some of the funds. So the first book that I picked up was issue 177. And I love this cover, and unfortunately my other one, which I haven't yet dug them out in order to swap them over, but my other one is really battered, like really dog-eared. Sorry about the light, guys. I can't really hold this. Then I bought issue 185, and look, I mean, I love yellow covers here, I have kept the prices on here, which you guys can see. This, I believe, is when Peter graduates from high school. Mm-hmm. Then I got issue 197, and it's just classic Kingpin. I don't know if you guys actually remember, but for a lot of these early issues with Kingpin, he actually wore a lot of green before eventually coming into the white suit that we all know and love. And then finally, I purchased this one, which I don't actually have in my collection. This is a variant copy of issue 432. During the 400 range, they started doing variant comics, but they never labeled them as being such. You just went in and you found your issue, and that's what you had, and you didn't really know how many variants of each one there were. I think they did do 2 of each. This particular one, however, did skyrocket in price quite a bit because of the Spider-Man movie where he was wanted for the death of Mysterio. So this became quite a difficult book to find, obviously up until No Way Home, in which case he got acquitted of any crimes and he was all fine. So those were my books that I picked up on our trip, and that's all I picked up on our trip. I didn't even look in many other boxes because I didn't want the temptation of anything else, because it's a slippery slope. I've just finished, for the most part, collecting Amazing Spider-Man, and I haven't yet started my next collecting phase. And I didn't want to be tempted by any of that. However, like I say, I was on eBay and I did add things to cart, and upon leaving the shop, I hit buy now and I purchased all of those ones too, which ended up being a bit of a mistake because I did overspend. But I have no excuse.
It's just money, Luke.
So this one is issue 150. And the reason why I purchased this is because my one is actually missing. Sorry, from that side, a big tear
all right.
straight out of there. So I'm missing that entire corner. Like someone's written on it and then torn it off to give someone like their number or do like whatever reason. So I had to pick this up. This is still a really low grade. I don't know if you can see it there, but someone's actually like painted like blue marker.
Oh yes,
number.
see it.
So this isn't by any means. This isn't a higher grade book. This is this is still a shit copy, but it's better than what I've got.
Yeah.
So I went for that. Then kind of a twofer here. So I went for issue 114, sorry, and 115, both of which are Submariner.
Is that Namor as well?
What's that, sorry?
Is that Namor on the cover?
Yes, Namor, sorry. Yeah, Namor the Submariner.
Yeah.
So yeah, some great little pickups there. And then I went for 241, which is a Vulture cover. And again, just because my ones are that much more battered.
Show us that cover again. It looks like he's got like boobs.
It looks like he's wearing a large bra.
Yeah, what's that all about? Is that?
I think it's meant to be Spider-Man's eyes, to be honest, but
just appearing on his nips.
Yeah,
fair enough.
286. So Black Suit Spidey versus the Hobgoblin, and then finally 389.
Oh yeah, nice.
So lifting up the gravestone of Craven there as the chameleon cowers before him. You know, I love covers. I love covers like this because it shows that massive that strength that Spider-Man has. Yeah. We kind of forget that he can. Yeah, he might look small and weedy, but he can lift. The guy can bench press.
Is that a Mark Bagley cover, Luke, or not?
Yes, I believe so. I believe this is after the McFarlane run, and I think this is where Bagley was doing stuff. But yeah, just a couple of books that I felt needed to be upgraded that I marked on my list. And like I say, being well organized, I was looking at what was available, how it compared to what I had already photographed on my phone, and of course, what was on eBay. So I'm very geeky. I'm sorry.
Nerd! Yeah, I did none of that. I literally looked at shiny things and bought it.
And that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You spent a lot more money than I did, to be fair.
Yeah. Just a touch.
Just a touch.